Welcome to Baz Travels. After driving 14,826 kilometers through 24 states and Washington, D.C., I've seen rocket launches to the Grand Canyon and Hoover Dam. I've explored Route 66, ghost towns, deserts, snow, and beaches on both coasts. From Vegas casinos to Alcatraz, the White House to Hollywood. Join me for a journey of the ordinary and the extraordinary.
Loading destination. Simulation starting in 3, 2, 1. To look around, move your phone or tablet. Click and drag if on a computer or move your head if using a VR headset. Please like and subscribe.
Hoover Dam sits directly on the boundary between Nevada and Arizona, and that line runs straight through the structure itself. Walking across the dam means crossing from one state into another without ever leaving the same stretch of concrete. The border is clearly marked along the top of the dam. On one side is Nevada, on the other side is Arizona. What makes this unusual is that the change is not symbolic. It affects jurisdiction, time, and responsibility in very real ways. Nevada follows Pacific time and observes daylight saving. Arizona follows Mountain Standard Time and does not. Depending on the season, stepping across the line can mean gaining or losing an hour instantly, even though nothing in the landscape changes. During construction, this border added complexity to the already difficult project. 2 states and the federal government all had authority over different aspects of the dam. Labor laws, enforcement rules, and administrative oversights had to be coordinated across the jurisdictions. Workers could stand in one state while operating equipment. The dam could not function if divided operationally, so management had to adapt. That complexity did not disappear once construction ended. Today, responsibility for roads, emergency response, and infrastructure around the dam still accounts for 2 state systems operating side by side. For visitors, the border has become a moment of pause. People stop, look down, and take photos of the line beneath their feet. Some stand with 1 foot in each state, acknowledging a boundary that is usually invisible. What is striking is how little of the border matters to the canyon itself. The rock layers do not change. The river does not slow or speed up. Wind, gravity, and water ignore the line completely. This contrast highlights the difference between natural systems and human systems. State borders are drawn by people. The canyon was carved long before. Emergency planning also reflects this dual arrangement. Agencies from both states coordinate responses, share information, and establish protocols that work across the boundary. The goal is consistency, even when authority is divided. For the people who work here daily, the border quickly fades into the background. Tasks, schedules, and responsibilities matter more than which state line they stand on. Function always outweighs form in a place like this. This shared approach is essential because the dam itself cannot be divided. Structural integrity, water pressure, and power generation operate as one system. Any failure would affect both states immediately. Seen this way, the border becomes less about separation and more about cooperation. It represents a negotiated balance between governance and geography, drawn across a landscape that ignores both. Standing here makes the balance tangible. You're crossing a line created by people on a structure built to control nature, in a place shaped by forces far older than either. Those layers of history meet at this exact point. Few places make it clear.
Simulation terminated. Please comment, like and subscribe.